And again, a lot of the education out here is about water. And of course, last year, learning about the drought, water is such an important issue here in Nebraska. And you constructed this. Explain what this is here.
Actually, myself and Wayne Wolt, a biological systems engineer, designed this 4 or 5 years ago. We've got 2 of them in the state now. And essentially, it's called a water model. It's a UNL water model, a water machine. And what it shows is essentially an aquifer.
So show us, point out things here and show us how this works.
Essentially, this shows you if you could look down into the ground, this is what you would see. We do have a layer of topsoil, but then underneath that there's a lot of sand, some gravel, all the way down to bedrock, and that's going to vary in the state anywhere from just a few hundred feet to several thousand feet. And in most areas of the state, that sand and gravel are full of water, and that is our aquifer. One thing that we like to show with this is just what an aquifer is.
Yeah.
A number of people, the general public, just think it's a huge underground lake, but actually it's saturated soil with over 2 billion acre feet underneath Nebraska. It's a great natural resource that we have and something that we need to take care of. So we can demonstrate different things with this model, how contamination occurs and how groundwater and surface water are actually connected. So if we would contaminate surface water, obviously groundwater could be affected, and vice versa.
So explain down there, for instance, that blue, what is that showing over there?
That blue obviously was the lake water just a few minutes ago, and as we started pumping from a well, they were very close to the lake. You could see how the water level the water table was actually dropping. Water was moving very rapidly out of the lake and towards that well. Again, showing you that if that lake were contaminated, number one, you could have contamination coming up that well, but also the effect of overpumping, the effect that can have on lake beds and streams.
A lot of people coming over here to look at this. This is kind of a cool deal. What are some reactions that you're hearing? I mean, obviously, like you said, some people do think that it was a lake just under the ground, but it's not. That's probably one of the big ones.
Right. That's right. People, they've heard about the aquifer. They know it's under Nebraska, but didn't really know exactly what it is. So just understanding what an aquifer is. Secondly, when it comes to that surface water, the lakes, the streams, the groundwater interaction. A lot of the ag producers that I've talked to, especially those that live very close to a riverbed or a lake, when you can demonstrate and they can see the effect of overpumping and that it does in fact have an effect on that lake water, they go, so that does work, that does happen. So it's just, again, a little educational tool, and it puts it in fast forward, essentially. What I do here might take 50 years or 100 years to happen naturally.
Well, this is pretty neat, and of course just one of the many examples of things that you can see out here at Husker Harvest Days. Remember, if you do have questions, you can always go to nebraska.tv.